Hey there. Whether you're brand new to ThreatSTOP or you've been a customer for the last 10 years, creating and managing policies built from curated real-time threat intelligence is one of the core capabilities of our platform. In this video, we'll take a look at creating and managing policies using ThreatSTOP's all-new policy editor and help you hit the ground running. We've added a lot of great new features and capabilities to the new policy editor, and here's just a few of them. We've developed a completely new and more intuitive user interface. We've also added something called Managed Bundles, where you can select a group of similar IOC lists like high severity, high confidence ransomware. And anytime that new protections are added to the system that match that type, we'll automatically add them to your policy. It's like a hands-free system for policy management. You can also use new filters to search and find the IOC lists that you're looking for from the more than 600 individual lists that are available in our platform today. We've also added 12 new threat type categories like command and control and infection sites. We've introduced confidence scores to indicate lists that might be more prone to false positives, and also exclude lists, a way to ensure that lists that you exclude are never added to your policy through any of our automated processes. Let's take a look. To access the new policy editor, log into the ThreatSTOP portal and then navigate to a new menu entry labeled Policies Beta and click that. We haven't used the new policy editor yet, so we don't have any policies already created. Let's create one. Click Create New Policy. Now that I'm in the new policy editor, first things first, let's pick the type of policy we want to create. A DNS policy is for use on DNS devices and ThreatSTOP's MyDNS roaming agent. Conversely, IP policies are for devices that can only use IPs or IP ranges, such as firewalls, routers, switches, and other device types. We're going to want to give our policy a unique name and also give it a description. And notice that down here, all of that information is reflected in the policy that I'm building. We don't have any protection yet, so let's go take care of that. Let's get started with a new feature that we've added called Managed Target Bundles. As the name implies, target bundles are a collection of targets or curated IOC lists that our security and research team have bundled together for you. This makes getting comprehensive protection for certain threat types really easy, such as banking Trojans or countries that are sanctioned by the ITAR list, and also, of course, the worst of the worst ransomware. But getting protected and staying protected are two different things, and here's another way that Managed Target Bundles can help you. We can see that this bundle already contains some great protection. But what about new threats that emerge? With managed bundles, you don't have to worry about that because as this is classified very high severity, very high risk, and medium through very high confidence, any new protections that ThreatSTOP adds to the platform will automatically be added to this bundle and automatically added to the policy on your firewall, keeping you steps ahead of attackers. I can start using this bundle in my policy just by clicking Add. And we should grab another while we're in here. Everything that you need to know about a bundle is listed right here in the details area. You can find the name, the approximate size of the unique records contained within it, a description, and of course the list of its contents, the different targets it contains. If I don't want that managed automation, I can simply choose to add as targets, and you'll see reflected in the policy definition here, they're added as targets only, meaning no automated changes will be made to my policy. Let's take a look at the Individual Targets tab. All the granular, curated, and categorized lists of IOCs we call targets are available here. There's over 600 currently included on our platform, but our firewall has a max policy size and we can't use everything, so we've added sorting, filtering, and searching features to help us find what we need. I can focus on things like severity and confidence as an example, to be able to narrow my search down and identify the individual targets that are my highest priority as policy elements. And adding them is simply add the target to my policy. And sorting and filtering works across all three tabs: target bundles, individual targets, and the newly added Excluded Targets feature. This new feature allows me to specify individual targets that I never want to be in my policy. I'll show you some great examples. We added the managed bundle for Eastern European IPs to our policy earlier, and by clicking on it, I can see that it includes Poland, where much of my supply chain is. I can use the search features to find Poland in the exclude list and ensure that I can use the powerful automation of managed bundles without getting in the way of business. Let's wrap up by adding our custom user-defined lists. I can use these lists to add custom things to my policy, IPs I know about that I want to whitelist or block. I've created one of each and I want to add them to my policy, and it's done just like adding bundles or targets. If I'd like to make changes to my policy, I can use the View List Contents link in the description. It'll open it in a new tab where I can add individual records, expiration dates, and comments, or upload a CSV file containing lots of them. I can even make use of the API services to automate against these custom lists and put up to 30,000 records in each one of them. Once I'm satisfied, I can close the user list area and go back to finalizing my policy. I can review the bundles, targets, exclude lists, and user-defined lists that are in my policy, and if everything's the way I want it, I want to make sure that I save that before I move on. Thanks for checking out the new policy editor and features coming soon to the ThreatSTOP portal.